My name is John DeAnda. I'm part of the We Care team. I've been with Timberline Church for probably since 1996. I believe that's 20-something years. So my default when I'm not at Timberline is practicing music, studying music. It's kind of like where I feel the presence of God. I love to practice. I like that quote in 𝗪𝗪cie of Fire of I feel the presence of God when I run. Mine is when I practice, whether it's drums, guitar, bass. There's actually two. The first one I was trying to decide, but it would have to be Matthew 8, where the Roman officer comes to Jesus and has a servant who is paralyzed. And I think Luke 7, it says also that it's life-threatening, like he's going to die. And he reaches out to Jesus to heal him. So Jesus agrees to go with him, and he says, I'm too humbled to have you come to my home. I am a man of authority. So I am too a man of authority who's under authority and over others. And he mentioned that if you just say the word, he will be done. He will be healed. And Jesus was astonished. And I'm thinking, how do you astonish the God of the universe? But not only that, he turns around to his followers and he says, never have I seen this great of faith in all of Israel. So that's pretty neat. I think of that as a funny thing, because what was the expression of Jesus when he says that? Like what? So that would be the one. And then the number two would be Eutychus in Acts 20, who is the guy who's in the window listening to Paul preaching the day before he has to leave. So he's up till midnight preaching. Well, this guy gets drowsy during the preaching and falls out the window 3 stories and dies. So then they all run down there. Paul asks the Lord to heal him. He does. Gets him some food and then continues to preach. So I feel like I can fall between both of those people. Passionate about music, which he's passionate about being an officer, well respected, passionate for his servants, but is a good leader, follower, and giving instructions. Very passionate though. And then the other is falling out of a window to get into the Bible. I think I can qualify for that, especially during preaching. So we're at City Park in Fort Collins, and that's really special to me because I believe it was 33 years ago. I came here when I was a new Christian, struggling, giving my life to Christ. 6 months later, I'm struggling with this passion in me of music. And I felt this conviction about changing. And it wasn't all good in my mind, because I wanted to hold on to the parts I liked of my life, but give up the bad part that led me to Christ. So I thought I had to give it up by saying I couldn't do this. So I came to City Park here to say goodbye to God, that I just couldn't do this life of Christian life, because I didn't think I could give up music and this passion that I have for it. So I left, and then about a year later I came back and said, okay, I cried uncle and said, let's try it your way. Because Psalm 139 says, where can I go away from your spirit? Where can I go where your presence won't be? He was with me in those times of running away like Jonah and the whale. But it did cause some painful memories for me and for others because I was running. But God was still there with me. So this is a significant place for me, because even when I was considering being a pastor, I came here. And I know people go to the mountains, they go to the oceans, different places, but for me, this was a place a couple blocks from my house 33 years ago that I just wanted to talk to God and had a little mark. I don't know what it was, but just as a statement before him, even though he went with me. So that's what this place means to me. I would have to say my pastor has been many over the years, because I think the Lord knew I needed a lot. And they've all poured into my life. But I'd say the most recent one, of course, is Pastor Derry. But the one that I have the most interaction with is my boss, Pastor Steve Harris, who kind of comes alongside me, encourages me, his experience, his encouragement through the highs and lows of ministry, and just mentoring me. He's just amazing man of God that is a great example for me. So yeah.